What's up everyone? And today's video I'm going to talk about 4 blind buy fragrances that I've bought in the past year that I pretty much regret buying. Okay, so for this first fragrance that I regret buying it's decent, but it's just not my style. So with that one, it's going to be Varvatos Red, which this one is in conjunction with Nick Jonas. They did a collaboration. And so I did blind buy this. I think I got this one at TJ Maxx or Marshall's for like $30 for a full, 100 ml bottle. So I thought it was a great deal. First thing off the bat, the bottle presentation's great. I love the bottle. This thing is solid, it's heavy, and it's just got a nice crimson red, it fades to black, and a nice little tag that hangs off of it. But let's get into the scent. So the scent for me was just boring. It's marketed to be more of like a nighttime going out scent, and I just do not get that with this at all. So some of the notes that really stand out for me, in this one particular, I get a ton of suede. It is a note listed in here, but for me, this is suede dominant. Like when I first spray this, I get just leather and suede, and it's a very soft leather and suede, which could be good. So I know you guys are probably thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you add leather and suede with saffron, and then for me, I get a lot of musk in this. It's not like a dirty musk, but just a clean, soft, pillowy musk. And so you combine suede, saffron, musk, and I get a hint of coffee in it. So all 3 of these notes, you're probably thinking, well, it sounds like it's a great fragrance. And it's not bad. It's just, for what it's marketed as, it doesn't hit the spot for me. It is definitely not a going out fragrance. It doesn't smell sexy. It doesn't smell playful. It doesn't project. This is a skin scent by far. Not only is it just a skin scent, the sad thing is with any Varvatos fragrance, they don't last more than maybe 2 or 3 hours on me. And that goes with any of their fragrances on the line. And this one is no exception. Like, for the note breakdown on this, you would think it'd be a loud projection beast, and it's not. It sits close to the skin at initial spray, and it lasts about 2 or 3 hours on my skin. It's just very soft, pillowy skin scent. While the note breakdown is good, but for what it's marketed for, it just doesn't hit the mark for me. So this one I definitely regret buying. Now the second one I regret buying is another blind buy. So this one is Insurrection II Wild. So this one got a ton of hype because it supposedly smelled a lot like Thierry Mugler's Pure Havane, which is a very robust, sweet cherry tobacco kind of scent. Now, I don't own any cherry tobacco scents, so this one I blind bought because of so much hype behind it, and I regret the heck out of buying this one. So while yes, you do get a ton of tobacco, and it is a very sweet cherry tobacco, and I get a little bit of vanilla in the dry down and some labdanum, it sweetens it up a bit. But the reason why I really regret buying this one is because I get a very heavy licorice vibe, and licorice is not listed in any of the notes in this one. But for me, it just smells like black licorice. And even when I've tested this with some of my friends, they smelled it and they're like, oh no, it smells like licorice. And it just doesn't hit the mark for me. While yes, it's a great cherry tobacco, but if licorice is kind of your thing, this may be good for you, but it is just definitely not for me. I regret blind buying this one. So longevity and projection are great. This thing will last me a full 8 hours, and it projects like a beast. But it's the type of projection I don't want because I don't like smelling like licorice. So I regret this blind buy. Now, another blind buy that I regret it's from a great house. It's Issey Miyake, and this one is their Pour Homme Intense. So I got this one, I believe, at Marshall's for like $25 for a full 100 ml bottle. And I was stoked because I love Issey Miyake fragrances. I have a couple of them. But when I purchased this one, I didn't really do my research. I just saw it, it was a good price. It said an Intense on it. I was like, let me just try it, it's cheap. I regret it. So with this one, with all Issey Miyake fragrances, you do get that very bright citrusy yuzu opening, which is great. And then it dries down into this like kind of papyrus wood, which is a different wood for me. It's definitely not your traditional like cedars or sandalwoods. It's very dry smelling wood. And it's kind of a little, not necessarily green like pine, but it's a dry green wood for me. But the reason why I really regret this one is this is very incense heavy. And I love incense in my fragrances, but incense for me needs to kind of sit in the backbone to kind of give it a smoky feel. This fragrance for me, incense is freaking like right in your face. It's up front in the center. It's the dominant note in this one. So when I spray this on, I just get incense, incense, incense. And it's not a bad fragrance, but it's definitely not a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It's one of those kind of fragrances that smells like you went to church and some of the errand boys were walking by, you know, blowing the smoke of incense past you, and it just kind of lingered on your clothes all day. So this one, surprisingly for an Issey Miyake fragrance, gets a great projection and great longevity. Like usually all of their fragrances last maybe 4 hours, but this one on me goes easily 6, 7, 8 hours because the incense is just so strong and it sticks to your skin and clothes. So with that being said, I do regret buying this one. Okay, so the last one on my list was not a blind buy, but I'm putting this one on here because this one got so much hype and I don't know why, but I regret buying Zara's Vibrant Leather. And this one got a ton of hype because it's a Creed Aventus clone. And yeah, I do get it. But I'm not a fan of Creed Aventus. I've never purchased it. I've smelled it in department stores. I've had other clones of Creed Aventus and I never liked any of them. And this is no exception. The only reason why I bought this is because, well, I was in the Zara store and they had this, you know, bottle right here for like $15. So I was like, what the hell? Why not? It's 15 bucks. But you know what? I still regret buying it because I even smelled it in the store and I didn't like it, but I bought it anyways. And it does a good job of a Creed Aventus clone, but with any Zara fragrance, this thing is just the watered down version of anything that they sell. And this one, again, is no exception. I spray it on and it's gone within an hour. I've had maybe 5 Zara fragrances in the past 2 or 3 years, and they all perform the same. You spray it on, and it's like, it smells great, and then 1 hour later, gone. So with that being said, if you like a very, very watered down version of Creed Aventus, this may be your thing. You're gonna wanna reapply it like 10 times throughout the day because it just doesn't last. It's just water to me. So with that being said, I regret this blind buy. Well, actually it's not a blind buy. I just regret buying it. Okay, so that's it for this list of my blind buy regrets. So go ahead and if you agree or disagree, just leave a comment below. Like, I don't mean to offend anybody if you do enjoy these fragrances, but these are just personally not for me. So with that being said, until next time.